Every business, big or small, starts as an idea. But these ideas can ultimately change the ways we work, communicate, learn, and live.
Entrepreneurship shapes every facet of our lives, from community leaders solving issues like local education and well-being to entrepreneurs tackling global issues such as climate change. These innovators form the bedrock of our country, impacting thousands of lives each year.
In Toronto alone, there are over 2,000 startup companies, with new businesses being formed every year. Unfortunately, only half of these startups make it past their first year.
At Enactus University of Toronto, we believe in the power of entrepreneurship and are driven by this passion to equip future business leaders with the skills they need to grow and sustain their pioneering businesses. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kyle.
And my name is Heather, and we are proud to present to you Entrepreneur, where our mission is to provide the next generation of entrepreneurs with the skills they need to bring their ideas to life.
Our business model partners youth with social enterprises to identify key industry issues, conduct market research, and help develop a business that empowers their community. Our goal is to provide students with hands-on experience that will equip them with the skills they need to succeed in their future entrepreneurial pursuits and the inspiration for them to change the world for the better.
This year, we matched 30 university students with 5 innovative startups based on their skills, interests, and a passion for entrepreneurship. In groups of 6, these students met with each startup's leaders to assess their needs and assist them in reaching unique business goals, such as reducing electronic waste and providing marginalized groups with affordable technologies.
Students then had the opportunity to introduce our startups to a new market and develop innovative solutions such as smart pricing algorithm. With the help and support from our startup leaders, our students conducted a series of analysis for their partner companies to understand the industry while receiving mentorship and guidance from expert staff and faculty at the University of Toronto.
This year, Entrepreneur has worked with over 30 students who have had the opportunity to learn and grow with their partner startups, an experience that has fundamentally molded their perspectives on entrepreneurship. Take a look at Priyanka, a student working with Scholar Tree, and what she has to say about her experience with an entrepreneur.
So through ATP, I've been really able to learn what social innovation actually means, what it means to actually provide value and have an impact on a local startup, and what that means for the community as well. So I've been able to take a lot of knowledge that I've learned in classrooms and textbooks and apply it to now a real life situation where I get to work with the startup and develop a partnership.
Our amazing startup partners, such as Greg for Radio Mogul, helped our students understand the world of entrepreneurship and showcase the impact the ETP program has had on their lives as future business leaders.
When we first started working with Enactus and we started talking about the China market, which is the project that Enactus has been helping us with, we didn't really have strong data to decide whether or not it was going to be worth pursuing an entry into that market. Thanks primarily to the work of Enactus, we've been able to decide to take the next step forward in that project in attacking that market.
Whether our students go on to work for a disruptive startup or start their own business, we want to ensure that they are equipped with the fundamental skills for success.
The sense of accomplishment of our students at Entrepreneur is what fuels the continuous growth of our project, and we are pleased to announce that we've already begun recruitment for our next batch of startups.
We are currently in the process of setting up mentor partnerships with industry professionals to help bring our project expansion to life and to ensure that our students are supported beyond the program.
This year, we have helped 5 startups accomplish their business goals and provided invaluable mentorship and skills training for over 30 students.
This year, we have helped 5 startup companies raise $45,000 in profits,
generated over $70,000 in revenue,
and provided over $100,000 worth of consulting services.
Together, we represent a team of over 70 passionate students who have implemented over 5 entrepreneurial projects and impacting over 450 lives.
Because at Enactus University of Toronto,
we change lives, they change the world.
Plastic is everywhere. Every year, over 300 million tons of plastic are produced globally, with only 9% of it ever being recycled. The other 91% is piling up in our landfills and polluting our oceans.
We found ourselves asking, why does only 9% get recycled? Plastic's useful life doesn't end as soon as it's thrown away. It's still a material with an abundance of potential.
Our team saw an opportunity to address this problem by using business principles and entrepreneurial leadership to create sustainable positive impact. We have a raw material that's doing damage to our planet. We need a solution that turns this waste back into something valuable.
Our solution is Poly, an innovative social enterprise that manufactures small-scale recycling systems that enable entrepreneurs to create their own business by turning discarded plastic into new recycled products.
Our systems consist of a shredder machine that shreds down plastic into small pieces, and an injection molder that takes those pieces, melts them down, and shapes them into new products using interchangeable molds.
Poly systems are purchased, owned, and operated by local entrepreneurs, organizations, or municipalities. Our machines are simple, affordable, and can be operated by individuals regardless of their technical experience.
We work with our operators to build a business around their Poly system. We help them identify sources of plastic waste to collect, develop products that are relevant to their community, and design job opportunities, helping them build partnerships to make their Poly system successful.
Operators can earn an average of $60,000 of profit per year by selling recycled plastic goods, all while creating employment opportunities for community members and eliminating a significant local waste stream.
To make sure Poly itself is sustainable, we developed 3 key revenue streams. The first is earned upon the sale of each system, which is sold for $25,000 at 25% profit margins. Second, we charge a consulting fee for training and on-site installation. And finally, we've created a recurring revenue stream through our mold design and fabrication service that entrepreneurs can tap into when they're ready to expand their product lines.
This year, we're proud to say that we've begun scaling our project, bringing state-of-the-art recycling technology to our hometown of Ottawa and St. John, New Brunswick.
In Ottawa, our Enactus team has started our very own venture, using our Poly system to run Evolve Eyewear, a social enterprise that makes eyeglass frames out of 100% recycled plastic. Through Evolve, we employ 12 individuals with a disability to help us process our plastic, and employ 4 at-risk youth to operate our machines and produce our frames.
In the past 9 months, Evolve Eyewear has raised over $70,000 in funding to launch our business. We've already secured our first round of paying customers through our pre-order sales, and are on track to ship our first set of glasses this summer.
And in St. John, New Brunswick, a young entrepreneur named Luke has started his very own tiling business thanks to his Poly system. With his system, he's diverting harmful plastic waste from his coastal community and creating sustainable products that last decades. Let's hear what Luke has to say.
Plastic's a problem, especially here in St. John, and there's going to be a massive industry that comes up around this. There's going to be a need for people to operate machines like this to make products. There has been a lot of interest in the local community. I've been asked to speak quite a few times, way more than I ever expected to. I have 3 different presentations booked like 6 months in advance right now. The more people that see them, the more excitement there is. Just seeing products and then telling them about, that's 100% recycled plastic. People go crazy. It's phenomenal.
This year, our team has generated over $80,000 in revenue, and our network of Poly systems has diverted over 150,000 water bottles worth of plastic waste.
And we're just getting started. We're empowering communities across North America to run systems of their own and take control of their plastic waste. In just a few weeks, we'll be delivering a system to Malone Middle School in New York, where students will be developing entrepreneurial skills by creating sellable products out of plastic waste.
And this April, our 4th system will be deployed to the Ongenong First Nation to create an Indigenous-owned and operated recycling business.
And this June, our 5th system is going to Inukshuk High School in Iqaluit, Nunavut, where the youth will be working with our system to bring a sustainable plastic recycling business to their northern community.
And these are just a few of the 6 additional systems we expect to have operational by the end of this year. In total, our 8 systems will divert over 12 million water bottles worth of plastic waste annually.
This is how our team creates solutions.
Solutions that give entrepreneurs like Luke the tools that they need to make a change.
With Poly, we're empowering entrepreneurs across North America to tackle the plastic waste crisis in a way that is economically viable,
socially responsible,
and environmentally sustainable.
This is Poly,
and we are Enactus U Ottawa.
Our project supports over 200 villages in Zambia, Africa. During our needs assessment, we met with farmers, school leaders, village elders, and tribal headmen.
And we heard the same key theme over and over. We can't feed ourselves, and we need more ways to make money.
Our first goal was to help them achieve food security, and then use the profit to build an economy.
To create food security, we teach farmers no-till farming.
No-till farming is a method of growing crops that does not disturb the soil through plowing.
It keeps water and nutrients in the soil.
We teach proper seed planting depth, seed spacing, and row spacing, all key principles of no-till farming.
But this year, we didn't train any trainers.
This is the year that we have been building towards since we launched the project in 2012.
We have finally handed over our farming project to the Zambians.
And they trained over 41,000 farmers.
Using our no-till farming method, farmers have increased their profits from an average of $300 per hectare to an average of $1,378.
That's a 4.6 times increase in profit.
That's over 41,000 farmers earning a profit of $1,378 per hectare.
That's new profit totaling more than $56 million just this year.
That's the power of scaling a project.
With food and financial security achieved, we turned our focus to building their economy.
Using the power of entrepreneurship, we wanted to help our farmers even more. They work so hard to grow their crops, only to sell them at rock-bottom prices.
Farmers are not receiving enough value for their crops, and too often their crops are exported to other countries.
We showed them how to add value, so they could capture all or part of the value chain, dramatically increasing their profits, while creating hundreds of new jobs.
Our farmers are no longer at the bottom of the value chain, and this year, we led the development and launch of 2 new industries.
First, we launched the Maze Roads, an integrated network of 24 new small businesses.
Our entrepreneurs have launched an entirely new food service industry, and together we built a food production and wholesaling business spread over 2 villages.
But how did we do this?
First, an entrepreneur from each village built a production facility that can process the corn using a hammer mill and a dehuller.
This equipment allows these entrepreneurs to add value to corn by making food for human consumption.
Second, we trained an additional 22 entrepreneurs how to run their own business.
They have set up collection depots across their community where they can buy and store corn from local farmers.
And the entrepreneurs pay cash, getting money into the farmers' hands immediately.
Third, the 22 entrepreneurs then bring the corn purchased by local farmers to one of 2 production facilities.
Finally, the corn is then processed using the hammer mill and dehuller to create samp and millie meal, both food staples in Zambia.
These value-added products are then sold back to the farmers and their family for consumption.
On average, each small business is selling 1,150 50-kilogram bags at a profit of $7.25 per bag.
That's $8,337 profit per entrepreneur in communities that typically survive on less than $1 per day.
To add context to what $8,337 means to a rural farmer, tuition at the school costs $650 a year for 6 kids. A sturdy bicycle is $90, and a 3-bedroom home can be built for $6,000.
$8,000 goes a long way in Zambia.
For our second new project this year, we turned to cotton. 95% of Zambian cotton is exported to other countries.
To stop this, we had farmers build a small cotton ginnery where cotton can be spun into yarn. 22 farmers are now spinning their cotton into yarn instead of exporting it.
Exported raw cotton is sold for 36 cents per pound. But by adding value, our farmers are now selling cotton yarn for 90 cents per pound, almost tripling their revenue.
This year, over 75,000 pounds of yarn has been sold, increasing profits to over $68,000 for our 22 farmers, while reducing raw cotton exports.
These new businesses have shown our farmers the financial rewards to adding value to their products.
And these farmers, on their own, have saved their money, and they paid for these projects.
We got this one through our efforts, our savings after the maize harvest. It took us 2 years in order to save for the machine. Thank you.
We are so proud of our farmers. We are proud of their success.
Our work has empowered change.
Change the communities wanted.
Change paid for by these farmers.
Change developed and sustained through entrepreneurship.
We would like to thank TD for this opportunity to showcase our passionate work.
We begin this presentation by naming the project Startup Network, and we begin our journey by talking to aspiring entrepreneurs in our network and setting up brainstorming sessions with on-campus resources, such as Launch YU Accelerator and Entrepreneurial Alumni. Our main question was, why are students not launching their own ventures? Now, through these interactions, we were able to identify a deeper issue that goes just beyond not having enough time. Most students that we have spoken to have done some research on the business they would like to start, but the majority did not attempt to launch a product. And more surprisingly, the main reason was wasting time and the fear of failure. With that in mind, we took aim at the fear of failure and launched the Dream to Fail program. With the guidance and help of the entrepreneurship faculty on campus, we were able to develop an innovative 3-step program focusing on 3 critical rings of creating a product. Through this, we were able to create a 3-step program through which entrepreneurs are pushed to create products, fail, then reiterate over their mistakes. This program is made up of 3 workshops focused on the following rings. The first one being problem discovery and validation. Students are put through an intensive workshop where they are drilled on the art of question, what to ask, how to ask, and who to ask as well, and how to create a thesis out of the problem they are aiming to solve. Then, moving on to the second stage, prototyping. And with our main mentor, Alex Palmer, a product developer at Mars Canada, we were able to create a workshop through which students would learn how to leverage their research in the previous step and create a functioning prototype to test their thesis. And even with the added support of Monera's payment systems, we were able to embed a basic payment system to complement their ventures, if necessary. And last but not least, we have the final step of failure and reiteration on the prototype. And upon the launch of their ventures, the possibility of failure does linger. And in this step, we ask them, what went wrong, what went right, and where can we move forward from there? Do they scrap it, do they reiterate, or do they pivot? And we work to analyze their ventures' inefficiencies, work through any drawbacks their ideas may have, and provide with viable suggestions for improvement. And as well, to double down on the value we're providing, we are reaching out to mentors from York Alumni, Mars, and Next Canada to join our network and host these workshops. So now, let's talk about some of the igniting ventures that we have in our 3-step critical ring program. So first off, we have Greenview. Now Greenview is a mobile platform that aims to promote a more sustainable marketplace that brings all the data that matters most right to the consumer's fingertips. This covers everything from how a product is sourced to how it is priced, all in one convenient place. And now Greenview is currently on the first stage, our first ring, which is the research stage. And working alongside our mentors, they were able to identify potential customers, get suggestions for redesigning their user interface, and connect to the right resources on campus. And through our program, they were able to produce mock-ups, reach over 50 consumers for market research surveys, and are now in the field to building up their platform to enter the second ring. Now following the first ring, we have Blacktop, a LinkedIn for athletes, a way for the next Kobe to show off their skills on the court and have access to coaches and resources to test their street game professional. After completing their research and speaking to over 300 potential users, the team, and with the help of our mentors, overcame their obstacles. The Blacktop team is now creating a prototype with over 40 players, and they're currently hosting pickup basketball games around the GTA and successfully connecting users to teams. And last but not least, we have Mecro, a mobile application aimed at revolutionizing the GTA commute sustainably by creating a new carpooling model that is a hybrid between public transit and traditional carpools. And during the prototyping phase, Mecro was able to attract over 50 users, each using the service an average of 2 times per week, creating 350 rides over 1 month and generating over $1,500 in revenue. After launching their prototype, the Mecro team is currently reiterating to create a better service and are set to launch their beta in April. At the Startup Network, we believe in the impact students can have through entrepreneurship. We sought to enable their growth through the transfer of knowledge, facilitated by our expansive network of mentors who pave the way for success and give advice from first-hand experience. We focused on igniting an entrepreneurial spirit in the youth of our community, having successfully impacted 3 ventures and having 40 potential ventures in the pipeline. We work to get rid of the fear of failure. And as we say, dream to fail, but never fail to dream.
Montreal is home to new businesses and successful startups. We know that starting a business is not an easy task.
Now, imagine this process with little to no resources. This is the reality for many Indigenous entrepreneurs today.
Only 10 kilometers away from Montreal is a First Nations reserve called Ganawage. There, we found that aspiring business owners find it difficult to access entrepreneurial resources and lack confidence in pursuing their business ideas.
In Quebec, 30% of Indigenous people have no high school diploma or college degree. This percentage is 2 times larger than non-Indigenous people. Hello everyone, my name is Shivani, and with my teammates Jonathan, Antoine, and Ashraf, we are Enactus Concordia.
Project InStep aspires to help Indigenous people reaffirm their abilities as entrepreneurs. We seek to equip them with the resources and necessary financial aid. We strive to support them every step of the way through trust and a sense of community.
Our project consists of 2 phases. We began with free workshops teaching attendees about the basics of entrepreneurship. Creating this foundation allowed us to spark the spirit of entrepreneurship within them.
We headed to John Abbott College in their program for First Nations, Métis, and Inuit students. Our idea was that if we helped them at the college level, this issue could be addressed at its root.
We taught them how to bring a simple business idea to life, starting with a business concept, followed by a marketing plan, and the financials.
They left with new skills and were eager to learn more, and we left with a deeper understanding of their struggles. We have even been invited to host another session 1 week from today.
Shortly after, we were welcomed to meet adult learners in Ganawage, all in different phases of the entrepreneurial process. What they had in common was a lack of resources crucial to any business venture.
To help solve this, we hosted a free digital marketing workshop where they learned the essentials of advertising through social media. They were put into groups to encourage communication, sharing of ideas if they wish to, while ensuring trust and a sense of community all throughout.
A week later, we received messages for additional support. We were thrilled to hear that they trusted us to remain a part of their journey.
One story really stood out to us. We believe it only takes one individual to make a difference, and ours is Margaret. As a former stay-at-home mom, she decided to start her own 100% natural soap-making business.
4 months after the workshop, we commissioned her for 150 soaps for our Enactus Entrepreneurship Conference, with many of the attendees asking where they could purchase soaps for themselves.
We are currently helping her create a social media platform for her products. We go through the steps of creation as we want her to gain new skills and become an expert herself. Margaret will begin to learn how to maintain the pages herself, a great way to be reassured in your abilities as an entrepreneur. We realized Project InStep could provide one-on-one consultation to our learners, leading to Phase 2.
In these consultations, we can address very specific skill sets such as public speaking, communication, and risk-taking. Through Project InStep, we directly impacted 50 people from those who have attended our workshops and those working for these businesses.
We indirectly impacted 300 people, including those who received soaps at the conference and those who worked closely to the Indigenous learners. We were granted $25,000 for a period of 5 years from Richardson GMP and Reader's Digest. We were also grateful to receive the HSBC Entrepreneurs Grant to the amount of $2,500.
Our vision for InStep does not stop there. We had set the goal to provide easy access to resources and build a connection with at least one Indigenous entrepreneur.
With what we've achieved already, we see Project InStep as being a step towards bridging this gap while fostering the entrepreneurial spirit.
We trust this program will lead Indigenous entrepreneurs to believe in their ideas and dare to act, improving communities all around.
Out of hospital cardiac arrest is one of the leading causes of death and disability globally. Harry, a member of our team, lost his grandfather to cardiac arrest. Although his parents immediately called the ambulance, they felt hopeless as they could do nothing to help. His grandfather passed despite being rushed to the hospital. He remembered the doctor saying, "A brain can only survive for 6 minutes without oxygen." This is only one account. This issue can happen to anyone who walks past you on the street. To our beloved grandparents living at home, to folks living in remote areas that lack timely access to ambulances. The list goes on. Hello everyone, my name is Sinlu, and I'm presenting to you on behalf of Enactus McMaster. Introducing Project Breathe, a global entrepreneurial project aiming to engineer affordable CPR mannequins while providing free training programs. We conducted a needs assessment based on existing research. According to the American Heart and Stroke Foundation, 80% of cardiac arrests are witnessed. Bystander CPR is the most significant determining factor for out-of-hospital cardiac arrest. If a witness takes action, the survival rate for the victim will increase by 3-fold. Unfortunately, we found strikingly low rates of bystander CPR practiced in some countries, primarily due to a lack of educational devices and training. We partnered with Dr. Tapaz, one of 2 pediatric cardiologists in Hamilton. Dr. Tapaz conducts seminars in India where only 2% of the population is trained in CPR. Through his research, he stressed the lack of access to affordable CPR training, endorsing Project Breathe. Our plan for action consists of a 2-pillared approach: access and awareness. We aim to increase access by engineering affordable mannequins. Many volunteers in developing nations resort to building makeshift mannequins using bed spring, sponge, and plastic. While this is creative, it is not effective for teaching such an important lesson. Currently, a standard mannequin costs approximately $500 on the market. This poses a significant financial burden to global health organizations, an obstacle that we hope to tackle. We connected with a team of engineering students at McMaster University who are creating smart mannequins alongside the guidance of medical professionals. In the meantime, our partnered MBA students have been able to reduce material costs from $200 to $137, which translates to 31.5% in savings. Our second pillar aims to increase awareness through a virtual CPR training platform and in-person workshops. We have partnered with CPR Global, an international organization who shares a similar mission to create free CPR educational videos in multiple languages. Over the past year, we implemented workshops within McMaster and our surrounding community, teaching over 110 people. 2 sessions were held at the Ron Joyce Center in Burlington, teaching international McMaster students. Students later expressed they felt better equipped to handle a situation where they could make a life-saving difference. Our last session was held at the Aga Khan Ismaili Mosque, teaching immigrants bystander CPR. These individuals were from Dubai, India, Pakistan, Kenya, Syria, Tanzania, and Uganda. This is a crucial demographic to empower, as a lack of resources and certain cultural norms can make it taboo for physical interaction between genders due to societal practices of modesty. With the help of 7 doctors, we were able to empower 50 members of the community, including the Pradhan family, consisting of 3 generations of women, a grandmother, Yasmin, mother, Nazish, and daughter, Ishal. The impact of our workshops extends beyond the participants. They now have the power to save a life and can pass on their knowledge to their friends and family. With a team of 25 members, we have created meaningful relationships with local community partners, have been working alongside a team of passionate doctors, secured $4,000 in funding, directly improved the lives of 110 people, and promoted 2 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, good health and well-being, and reduced inequalities. At Enactus McMaster, we want to be a part of empowering local communities and developing nations. And remember, this is just the beginning.
educate, implement, and impact.
A slogan that our project lives by.
Design, financial literacy, public speaking, leadership, and personal growth. These are skills that are essential for every entrepreneur to thrive.
We surveyed Ontario Tech students and assessed the need for these skills. Clearly, there was a huge gap in knowledge of what young adults are expected to know versus what they've been taught.
According to a survey we conducted, 70% of Ontario Tech students felt there was an immense skills gap in post-secondary institutions which needed to be addressed. This is why we came up with Skill Series.
A bridge to connect the gaps.
Hi, I'm Munazaf Amin, a second-year software engineering student and the project lead for Skill Series.
Hi, I'm Sarah Butts, a fourth-year engineering student and the project coordinator for Skill Series.
Our vision is to inspire the next generation with the limitless possibilities of education and growth.
Skill Series started January 2020, rolling out with a pilot project for design and financial literacy, one of the many fundamental skills in entrepreneurship.
We wanted to build a base on campus where students of all skill and experience levels could learn together. We held our first workshop under the design category after developing an effective lesson plan.
This was the Essentials of Photoshop workshop, catered to all the design needs and educated the students on basic Photoshop skills. We had 14 attendees at this event.
Based on student feedback in the planning stages of our workshop, we found that an overwhelming amount of students desired to learn Photoshop to help create advertisements and social media promotions.
Students weren't learning a crucial program at school that would benefit them in their startups. That is when we decided to step in.
Our next workshop prioritized another design skill. This was the Essentials of Photography workshop.
The demand for this workshop was surprisingly high, as we had 20 attendees on the day of the event.
Each attendee had access to a camera to follow along with the instructors to make the workshop interactive and analyze how they can be applied to marketing.
After this workshop, we decided to focus on the financial literacy aspect of Skill Series. There's a knowledge gap within the education system on personal financial planning.
Young people begin to live in the adult world with little to no understanding of the impact that their financial decisions are going to have on their lives.
We contacted Freedom 55 Financial, who have expertise with teaching finances.
We came up with the Managing Your Personal Finances workshop with the financial security advisor and the investment dealing representative, who ran an interactive workshop with our 9 attendees.
The representative went over student debts, interest rates, creating a plan, budgeting, taxation, and protecting your savings.
We also had an RBC representative come out to the event and educate students about how to manage finances through their mobile applications, which makes personal financing easy. These workshops were just the beginning in the starting of this pilot project of Skill Series.
In our post surveys for the 3 workshops, one of our attendees wrote, "I would definitely commit to a month-long program and add this to my schedule."
Another attendee said, "I am looking forward to attending future workshops to expand my skill set."
In the next 2 months, we'll be running workshops related to public speaking, leadership, and personal growth.
By September 2020, Skill Series is going to be introducing a workshop series for each individual skill and will be partnering with the local and small businesses.
At the end of the series, they will also be getting a certification recognizing the completion of the series and the development of a new skill.
The attendees would be helping the local and small businesses by analyzing their progress in terms of marketing, budgeting, and leadership. Additionally, we have partnered with Brilliant Catalyst, the entrepreneurship hub on campus. This is also where all of our events were held.
Brilliant offers an incubator program, workshops, networking opportunities, and funding to Ontario Tech students.
Our workshops were free of price in order to assess initial student feedback on the workshops. The instructors for the design workshops were our very own student volunteers.
This project is just a step towards our vision to inspire the next generation with the limitless possibilities of education and growth.
In less than a month, we gained 218 followers throughout all social media accounts.
This reinforces our findings of students having a desire to learn these skills.
Since starting in January 2020, 43 attendees were impacted through our workshops.
This project is the next bridge to cover the gap that every student faces in their university lives.
With these milestones reached, we plan to have double the amount of students registered in our workshops.
We are Enactus Ontario Tech.
And we educate.
We implement.
And impact.